The greatest trick the system ever played on you was convincing you that wealth is complex, that it's advanced mathematics, something mystical, something reserved for geniuses, lucky prodigies, or the chosen few. That lie was deliberate, because the truth is offensive in its simplicity. Wealth is arithmetic, crude, brutally primitive. The reason you are not rich has nothing to do with intelligence, nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with bad luck. You are poor because you live by a moral code designed to keep you that way. You play checkers while the wealthy wage war. 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli understood this. He looked at the world without sentiment and saw the truth no one wanted to hear. Virtue is not rewarded. Effectiveness is. You struggle because you try to be a good employee, a loyal contributor, a polite citizen. You wait for the world to hand you a gold star for your suffering. But the world does not care about suffering. It respects only one thing: influence. In this series, you are not learning motivation. You are learning the operating system of the wealthy. It is impolite, it is unfair, and it works. If you are easily offended, stop now. Return to comforting lies. But if you want to understand why money flows away from you and toward them, stay. By the end, you will understand how to position yourself so money moves toward you naturally, not as a reward for exhaustion, but as a consequence of your existence. To do that, you must be willing to kill the part of you that seeks approval. Machiavelli wrote, "It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver." The system deceived you. Today, the game reverses. Ever feel like you're spinning your wheels, working hard but getting nowhere? You've probably heard the advice 1,000,000 times. Follow your passion. It sounds great, doesn't it? But what if I told you that for many, that's actually terrible advice? What if the real secret to building wealth and creating a life of freedom isn't about following your passion, but about following pain? Stick with me, because this might just be the most important mindset shift you'll ever make. We're going to talk about something I call the economy of pain. It's a simple but powerful concept. Where there is pain, there is profit. And I don't mean that in a cynical way. I mean that the biggest opportunities for growth, impact, and yes, financial success lie in solving other people's problems. Think about it. We're all conditioned to chase what feels good, what we're passionate about. Maybe you love painting, or playing guitar, or baking. So you start a business around it. You try to sell your art, your music, your cakes. And you find yourself competing with thousands of others who are just as passionate. It becomes a race to the bottom, a constant struggle for attention, where you're asking people to buy something they don't necessarily need. You're trying to make people love you. But what if you flipped the script? What if, instead of trying to make people love you, you focused on making them need you? That's a game changer. When you solve a genuine, pressing problem for someone, you're not just a nice to have. You become essential. This is the core of the economy of pain. It's about moving from trading your time for money to selling a solution, a relief. When you're just selling your time, say, working an hourly job, your income is capped. There are only so many hours in a day. You're a commodity. But when you sell a solution to a painful problem, the value you provide isn't tied to your time. It's tied to the magnitude of the pain you're alleviating. Let's break down what a valuable pain looks like. It's not just any minor inconvenience. The most profitable pains have three key characteristics. First, the pain has to be urgent. Think about it. If your roof is leaking during a storm, you're not going to spend weeks shopping around for the cheapest roofer. You need it fixed now. You're willing to pay a premium for speed and reliability. Urgency creates demand that can't be ignored. On the other hand, if you're thinking about maybe redecorating your living room someday, that's not urgent. You can put it off. Businesses that solve non-urgent problems are constantly fighting to convince customers to act. Businesses that solve urgent problems just have to show up. So ask yourself, what problems are people desperate to solve right now? Is it a business about to miss a critical deadline? A homeowner facing a sudden repair? Someone struggling to pass an exam that's just a week away? That's where you'll find urgency. Second, the pain must be expensive. And by expensive, I mean the cost of not solving the problem is high. This could be a literal financial cost, like a company losing thousands of dollars every day. Their website is down. It could also be an emotional or physical cost. Think about someone suffering from chronic back pain. They might have tried everything: pills, exercises, you name it. The cost isn't just money spent on treatments that don't work. It's the cost of missed life experiences, the inability to play with their kids, the constant discomfort. They would pay almost anything for a real solution because the cost of doing nothing is immense. Compare that to a minor annoyance, like a slow-loading social media app. It's frustrating, sure, but the cost of that inconvenience is low. You'll just close the app and do something else. The most successful entrepreneurs don't solve minor annoyances. They tackle problems that have significant, painful consequences if left unsolved. Third, the pain needs to be specific. I want to be healthier is a vague desire, not a specific pain. I'm a 45-year-old busy executive who has gained 20 pounds in the last year. My blood pressure is up, and I have no energy to keep up with my work demands. That is a specific, tangible pain. The more specific the pain, the easier it is to create a tailored, high-value solution. When you can clearly identify a specific group of people with a specific problem, you can speak their language. You understand their frustrations, their fears, their desires. Your marketing doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like a conversation with someone who finally gets it. This is how you move from being a generalist, competing with everyone, to being a specialist who commands premium prices because you are the go-to expert for solving that one particular painful problem. So, how do you find these pains? You have to become a pain detective. Listen. Pay attention to what people complain about. What are the recurring frustrations you hear from friends, family, or in online communities? What are businesses struggling with in your industry? What are the "I wish someone would just fix this" moments in your own life? Every complaint is a potential business idea. When someone says, "I hate doing my taxes. It's so confusing and stressful," that's a pain. When a small business owner says, I can't find reliable freelance writers who understand my niche. That's a pain. When a parent says, I have no idea how to navigate the college application process for my kid, that is a huge, expensive, and urgent pain. Let's look at some real-world examples. Think about plumbers. We don't call a plumber because we're passionate about pipes. We call them because there's water flooding our kitchen, and we're in a state of panic. That's an urgent, expensive problem. They aren't selling their time. They're selling the immediate relief from chaos and property damage. Or consider a financial advisor who specializes in helping people about to retire. Their clients aren't just looking for stock tips. They are in pain. They're afraid of outliving their savings. They're confused by complex investment options. The cost of making a mistake is their entire future security. A good advisor sells peace of mind, a clear path, and the relief from that gnawing fear. That's a solution worth paying for. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have the skills to solve these big problems. Here's the secret. You don't need to have all the skills right now. You just need to identify the pain. Once you've found a problem worth solving, you can acquire the skills. Partner with someone who has them, or create a system to deliver the solution. The most important step is the first one, shifting your focus from what do I love to do, to what painful problem can I solve. This doesn't mean you have to do something you hate. Often, the process of becoming an expert and solving a meaningful problem for others becomes its own source of passion and fulfillment. There is immense satisfaction in being the person who can make a real difference, the one who brings relief. The gratitude and loyalty you receive from people whose lives you veered genuinely improved is more rewarding than any fleeting passion. So let's recap the path. Stop chasing passion. Start hunting for pain. Look for problems that are urgent, expensive, and specific. Become an expert in solving one of those problems. Move from selling your time to selling relief. Make yourself needed, not just liked. This is how you build a business that isn't just a hobby, but a real, sustainable engine for wealth and freedom. It's how you escape the trap of being a commodity and become an indispensable resource. The world is full of problems waiting to be solved. Find one. Solve it better than anyone else. That is the true path to success. So, what's a pain point you've noticed recently? Drop it in the comments below. Let's start a conversation and see what opportunities we can uncover together. Thanks for watching. And if this shifted your perspective, make sure to subscribe for more ideas that challenge conventional wisdom. See you in the next one. Chapter 3: The Fox and the Trap. Law 2: Strategic Cunning. Most people were raised with the doctrine of the donkey. Work hard, keep your head down, carry the load. One day, the farmer will reward you. Machiavelli mocked this. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. The donkey works until exhaustion. The fox studies the system and finds leverage. The trap you are in is believing effort equals wealth. If that were true, construction workers would be billionaires and investors would be broke. Reality shows the opposite. The market does not pay for effort, it pays for results. The donkey uses force. The fox uses leverage. There are three Machiavellian levers. Labor leverage. Others work for you. Capital leverage. Money works for you. Code and media leverage. Work once. Get paid forever. If you must be present to earn income, you are trapped. Wealth becomes simple when you stop asking, "How do I work harder?" and start asking, "How do I separate income from presence?" Businesses are machines. Portfolios are machines. Media channels are machines. The poor are the machines. The rich build machines. Which are you? Welcome to Chapter 4. Perception is reality. Today, we're diving into a truth that might be hard to swallow. It's a fundamental law of value, and it goes like this. You are paid what people believe you are worth. Let that sink in for a moment. This truth hurts because it cuts against everything we're taught about fairness and hard work. We believe in meritocracy. We believe that if we just work harder, learn more, and deliver better results, our value will be self-evident and rewarded accordingly. But the world doesn't operate purely on merit. It operates on perception. The brilliant and often ruthless political strategist Machiavelli understood this perfectly. 5 centuries ago, he wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you truly are." This isn't a cynical take on human nature. It's a pragmatic one. People don't have the time or the means to deeply evaluate everyone they meet. So, they rely on signals, on appearances, on the story you tell them without saying a word. This is why looking expensive is not vanity. It's a strategic pricing signal. Think about it. When you walk into a store, the way products are packaged, the lighting, the layout, it all signals value. A diamond in a velvet-lined box under a spotlight feels more valuable than one tossed in a bargain bin, even if they're identical. The same principle applies to you and your career. A cheap appearance invites discounts. A cluttered office, a poorly designed website, a wrinkled shirt. These things don't just look unprofessional. They broadcast that you might not value yourself highly, and therefore others shouldn't either. They signal that you're probably open to negotiation, that you're willing to accept less. It's an open invitation for people to chip away at your price. Even worse, desperation invites exploitation. Have you ever been in a negotiation where you could sense the other person desperately needed the deal? It changes the entire dynamic. You instantly have more power. When you publicly complain about money, when you appear needy or desperate for a client, you are handing over all your negotiating power. You are screaming, "I'll take whatever you're willing to give me." That is a losing strategy. Let's imagine 2 consultants. The first consultant is an absolute genius. They have decades of experience, a deep understanding of their field, and a track record of incredible results. But they're also insecure. They dress down. Their materials look amateur, and they're always a little too eager to please. They are a commodity, easily replaceable in the client's mind. Now, consider the second consultant. They are average. Their skills are solid but not revolutionary, but they are scarce. Their branding is impeccable. Their office is minimalist and powerful. They only take on a select few clients. They speak with authority and confidence. They project an aura of high value and exclusivity. Who do you think gets the better projects and the higher fees? The second consultant wins every single time. It's not about who is better. It's about who is perceived as better. This brings us to one of the most powerful signals of all, price itself. We're often scared to raise our prices. We think we'll scare away clients. But something fascinating happens when you strategically increase your rates. Yes, you might lose the clients who were only looking for a bargain. Good, let them go. But you will start attracting a different caliber of better clients. High-paying clients aren't just looking for the cheapest option. They're looking for the best. And in the absence of perfect information, they use price as a proxy for quality. A high price signals confidence. It signals expertise. It signals that you deliver premium results and that you are in high demand. By raising your price, you are repositioning yourself in the market. You are filtering out the bargain hunters and attracting those who value excellence and are willing to pay for it. Remember, never ever publicly complain about money. Don't post about financial struggles. Don't whine about difficult clients who don't pay enough. This projects weakness and neediness. Instead, project an image of abundance and success, even when you're still building it. This isn't about being fake. It's about understanding the psychology of value. People want to associate with winners. This all culminates in the single most powerful negotiating position you can ever hold. The ability to walk away and genuinely mean it. If you enter a negotiation feeling like you absolutely must have this deal, you have already lost. Your desperation will leak through your words, your body language, your every move. The other side will sense it, and they will take advantage of it. But when you have other options, when you have a strong financial foundation, when you have cultivated a mindset that you are valuable with or without this specific opportunity, you radiate a quiet power. You can negotiate from a place of strength, not need. You can state your terms clearly and confidently. And if those terms are not met, you have the freedom and the conviction to stand up. Politely thank them for their time and walk away. More often than not, they will call you back. The fear of losing a high-value asset is a powerful motivator. Think about the flow of wealth in the world. Where does it go? Wealth flows toward trophies, not commodities. A commodity is something common, interchangeable, and bought based on price. Wheat, pork bellies, generic services. A trophy is something rare, unique, and desirable. A masterpiece painting, a waterfront property, a highly specialized expert. Commodities are subject to the brutal forces of supply and demand, and their prices are constantly being driven down. Trophies, on the other hand, defy conventional economics. Their value is based on desire, status, and perceived scarcity. People don't haggle over the price of a Picasso. They compete for the privilege of owning it. Your goal, in your career and in your life, is to transform yourself from a commodity into a trophy. This isn't just about the work you do. It's about how you present that work. It's about the signals you send. It's about crafting a perception of scarcity, of expertise, of undeniable value. It starts today. Look at your own pricing signals, your website, your social media, the way you dress, the way you speak about your work. What story are they telling? Is it a story of a common commodity or a rare trophy? Are you inviting discounts or are you commanding a premium? Remember, perception isn't just a part of the game. Perception is the game. You are not paid what you are worth by some objective cosmic scale. You are paid what the world believes you are worth. So, take control of that belief. Shape it, nurture it. Make your perception your greatest asset. You are in charge of the signals you send. Start signaling that you are worth more. Thank you for watching. If this chapter resonated with you, be sure to subscribe for more insights on mastering the laws of value. See you next time. Chapter 5. Ruthless Elimination. Law 4. Subtract to grow. You don't need more ideas. You need fewer liabilities. People, habits, information. Tolerated weakness infects outcomes. Poverty is contagious, spread through language, habits, and fears. Cut noise, cut distractions, cut low-value relationships. Focus is the new IQ. If you cannot work for uninterrupted hours on a single outcome, you will not be wealthy. Eliminate everything that does not grow assets. This single-minded dedication is what separates the successful from the stagnant. It's not about adding more to your plate. It's about clearing it to make room for what truly matters. What are you subtracting today? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Chapter 6. The Amoral Shift. Law 5. Effectiveness over virtue. If you feel guilty taking money, you will repel it. Markets reward outcomes, not intentions. Competition is unavoidable. Someone wins, someone loses. Being nice is often donating money to people who don't care. Better to be respected than liked. Develop thick skin. Wear criticism as proof of progress. Wealth is exclusive by definition. Law 6. Keeping money matters more than making it. If you earn $1 million and spend $1 million, you are not rich. Assets buy luxuries. Labor buys chains. Silence your success. Build legal and financial defenses. Real power is quiet, by freedom, not approval. Law 7. Protect your hours like gold. Poor people sell time. Rich people buy it. If your time is worth $500 an hour, doing $20 tasks burns money. Outsource, automate, eliminate. Guard time with arrogance. Autonomy is the holy grail. Law 8. Asymmetry wins. Employment has capped upside and unlimited downside. Business, content, and ownership offer limited downside and infinite upside. Find your unfair edge. Sharpen it. Dominate. Don't compete. Law 9. Hope is not a strategy. No one is coming. No rescue is planned. Planning beats wishing. Skill gives problem, gives payment, gives assets, gives freedom. Simple, repetitive, inevitable. The question isn't can you win, it's who you must become. Once you see the strings, you cannot be a puppet again. Wealth isolates before it liberates. Are you ready for the silence? If you're still here, still watching my videos, I just want to say something simple. Thank you. In this world of endless noise and constant distractions, the fact that you choose to spend your time here with me means more than you can possibly imagine. It means you're one of those rare people who wants to go deeper, who wants to question things, and who looks for answers inside yourself, not just on the surface. I am honestly so happy that there are people like you who share these interests, these questions, and this search for meaning. So, if you feel like this space resonates with you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share this video with someone you know who might need it. Your support helps this content reach more people who are also quietly searching. Thank you for being here, really.